By the end of this review, you'll know if it's worth your time or just another grind fest in a crowded genre. When starting out, Corepunk provides a minimal but functional character creation system. While customization options are standard, they might feel underwhelming for those who enjoy detailed avatars. It gets the job done, but doesn't stand out in a genre where personalization often shines. The game introduces you to its world with a questionable choice: synthesized AI like voice acting for a robotic character. Luckily, this doesn't extend to most NPCs, whose voice work is passable but inconsistent. For example, some lines sound mismatched, as if recorded separately or patched in later. This lack of polish might pull you out of the experience early on. One of Corepunk's most frustrating aspects is its questing system. Quest markers are non-existent, leaving you wandering aimlessly in search of objectives. There's no clear way to distinguish quest-giving NPCs from regular ones, making progression feel like guesswork. The fog of war mechanic, however, adds a refreshing layer to exploration. Starting with blank maps and gradually uncovering terrain feels rewarding. The game's biomes, weather effects, and day-night cycles inject variety into its world, making exploration visually appealing. However, without better quest guidance, the charm of discovering new areas wears thin quickly. Combat in Corepunk is strategic, requiring players to think before attacking. Borrowing elements from MOBAs and ARPGs, the system uses directional aiming and limited abilities, emphasizing precision over button mashing. Starting with one skill, players eventually unlock hero skills, ultimates, and additional abilities, keeping progression engaging. However, combat suffers from slow pacing. Enemies are often damage sponges, and healing options are limited. There's no natural HP or mana regeneration below 90%, forcing reliance on campfires or consumables. The inability to heal during combat further drags down the pacing, turning battles into a tedious cycle of fight, retreat, and recover. Crafting is central to Corepunk's progression, but it's a mixed bag. Specializing in one profession can streamline gathering and crafting materials, but juggling multiple professions slows progress significantly. While this adds a layer of strategic decision-making, the grind-heavy nature of resource collection makes crafting more chore-like than rewarding. Gear progression is where Corepunk tries to shine. Weapons, artifacts, chips, and runes allow for meaningful customization. Higher tier items and enhancements like attack speed or damage boosts offer tangible benefits. However, acquiring gear relies heavily on repetitive tasks like farming and crafting, which might deter players seeking faster-paced progression. Corepunk is still in its alpha phase, so some rough edges are to be expected. Unfortunately, the game feels excessively unpolished for something 5 years in development. Bugs are plentiful, ranging from getting stuck in the environment to broken menu systems. Basic features like bug reporting and chat moderation tools are glaringly absent. Players may need to manually troubleshoot issues like stuck characters, which can be frustrating. One of the biggest drawbacks of Corepunk is its slow pacing. Walking across the map without fast travel options consumes a significant portion of gameplay. A teleportation stone exists, but comes with a 30-minute cooldown, limiting its utility. Combined with grind-heavy resource gathering and uninspired quests, the game feels like a test of patience. Quests are particularly underwhelming, often boiling down to generic objectives like killing enemies or collecting materials. Without clear markers or guides, you'll spend more time wandering than completing tasks. This grind-heavy approach might appeal to hardcore MMORPG fans, but alienates casual players. Despite its flaws, Corepunk excels in creating a dynamic world. The fog of war mechanic keeps exploration engaging, and interactive elements like looting and uncovering hidden camps add depth. However, venturing too far can land you in PvP zones, adding a layer of risk to exploration. Corepunk has potential, but right now, it's buried under a pile of problems. The world looks great, and the combat has depth, but the slow pacing, grindy progression, and lack of basic features drag it down. If you're curious, it might be worth keeping an eye on future updates, but as it stands, Corepunk is more frustrating than fun. Approach with caution. If you want to watch New World Review in 2024, be sure to check out the full review by clicking the link. Whether it's worth playing or not is all laid out there, so don't miss out. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.